Today we are going to talk about our future plans for this house, and we have a couple things we're not completely sure about, so we want your advice on that. These things are things we could Google ourselves, but we would love to hear from our community. Right now I am standing in our upstairs hallway. There are 4 doors here, 2 of which we don't need to do anything about. That's the bathroom, and right there is our mini office, which we have recently renovated. So we don't need to do anything about that. Our current bedroom is in that room, but we want to move that to this room, which the main reason for that is our heat pump. Right now it's not a problem because it's not really on at night, but in the winter the buzzing drove us crazy. So before winter, that's like our deadline. Before winter we want to have our bedroom in here. The room is similar, so it should work. The bed can go right here, and that's basically all we need in our bedroom. So it should work, but we have 3 issues with this room that we don't really know what to do about. The first one is the floor. Is this floor salvageable? Because there is some damage. Is it okay to just sand this? Can we do it with just a hand sander? Will that take ages? I know that will take ages, but is that possible? Do we need to rent one of those bigger sanding machines? What do we do about this floor? Or is it just too far gone? Because it's mainly, here as well, but I think the deepest damage is the spot you showed just now. This is the worst. Here. It's just completely peeling, which this wouldn't be a good floor for a bedroom. You can't walk here with your bare feet. So what do we do about that? And then also, if we completely sand this, you will have these gaps and it gets very dusty in between. So how do we fill these gaps? That is also a problem. We can scrape them out and make them clean, but how do we keep them clean? Do we fill it with something? What do we do? So that is question number 1, the floor of this room. And then question number 2 is the ceiling, because there's a crack in this ceiling. Can we, for now we just put duct tape on there, because we had our desks in here, and we didn't want dust from the attic to float right in here, which hasn't really happened, but just to be sure, we put some duct tape on there, which is ugly. And if this is our bedroom, we would prefer to not have duct tape on the ceiling. So can we just spackle that, or do we need to replace the whole ceiling? And remember, we want to do it as cheap as possible, but still good. So if we do need to replace the ceiling, then we need to replace the ceiling. But the main reason we want to do it as low budget as possible is because in the first 6 months of living here, we had to get a new heat pump. We had to, or kind of had to, replace the whole electricity of the house, and we put in a fire stove, and that took out a big chunk of our renovation budget. So the rest of the house kind of has to be on a tighter budget, which is fine. It's not really gonna be that expensive, I think. It's mainly paint, and if we can save the floor and the ceiling, then that would be amazing. So that's the question. So question 2 is the ceiling of this room. Question number 3 is this window. Do we need to put in a new window, or can we still use this as a window? Because I think it's fine. Last winter it was fine, this summer it's fine. So I'm kind of thinking of just keeping it like this. It's not easy to open we haven't actually been able to open this window, and that is kind of something I would like to be able to do in a bedroom. So that is kind of why we were leaning towards getting a new window installed in here. Let us know what your thoughts are on this window, because this is these are loose, too loose before, you put them in. What's the name of that? These are just loose windows that are here mainly for winter. We just left them in for summer as well, because we didn't really want to take them out. But when we have taken them out, we haven't been able to open that other window, because I don't know if there is a way to do it. We might just not be familiar with this type of window. This one is, I think, not able to open, but maybe if you film like that, those things and those things, maybe people will know.
And there's a hole in the...
There's also a hole in there, yeah.
In that one.
In that one, but... And we also, yes, need to clean this window. One side it's that, on the other side it has those. I do think mainly we are just not familiar with how this window works, so we might just have to try that again and just clean and paint this, and then we're fine. So that's question number 3 for this room. So we have the floor, the ceiling and the window. Then from the bedroom we come into like a back hallway, I guess. We are probably either gonna do a door where you're standing right now, or some kind of curtain. And then you come into this hallway, and we are gonna make this whole thing our walk-in closet / storage space, but mainly walk-in closet. And we're just gonna paint, because otherwise this is all fine. Same with the room behind you right now. We're just gonna paint, and we might put a floor in there as well, but we're just gonna put that over what's in there right now, because we have the room to do it, so that's fine. So walk-in closet, which this part already is. Boom. And then we come into what is now our bedroom, which we're either gonna do I think it's gonna be a combination of 2 things. So a photo shoot, filming studio, and also a corner of workout, yoga, meditation room. So we're probably gonna combine those 2 in this room. But I think we only have to paint here as well. This floor, it's not what we prefer, but it's fine. So we're just gonna keep it. And with a big rug, we can do a lot. So I think we're gonna keep this. I do wanna do the thresholds. Is that the word? Threshold? Because I don't really like that. And they're already peeling off a little bit. So we are gonna do something there. At least I want to do something there. And then we come back into the hallway, which we are also just gonna paint, because it's fine, other than it has some holes and just some damage on the walls. So we're just gonna paint this together with the stairs and also the downstairs hallway area. Pixel. I think that's the noise we heard. She did something there. So this we are also just gonna paint. And then we have a closet here that we need to make an actual closet. But that's also not really that difficult. We'll get there. And then we come into the living room, dining room, which is already finished, which is amazing. And then we come into a problem area, as you can see right there. And there are 2-3 reasons why we haven't done this yet. One is money, because it's kind of, I don't know if it's really expensive. Our first plan was to let someone do the kitchen, which is going to be too expensive, so we can't do that. We have to do it ourselves. I think we are able to do that, so we will, but it's going to take some time. And our main problem is that we don't know how to finish these walls. What do we do with that? Like, do we do it the same way as here with these things, and then we just screw drywall on there and then we finish it? Is that how you do a kitchen? There is also still some pipework from our heating system in there. This used to be connected to a fire stove that was right here, which we have taken out. But all the pipes are still there. But there is still water in there, but it is like closed. But we also kind of do want to keep it kind of accessible, so we want to make like a little door there so we can maybe access that if it's ever leaking or if there's ever problems there. Is that necessary? We don't really know, so let us know how you finish this wall, if we need to keep that accessible. And then we do also need to do the electricity still in the kitchen, but we didn't do it with the rest of the house because we didn't really know what we wanted to do then. And we do have a better plan now of what we actually want, so it should be doable, but it's a big project. So it's gonna take some time still. Then we have our front hallway, which we are also just gonna paint. And then, so the kitchen was question number 4. And then question number 5 is in this room, which is gonna be our future office, which is a lot bigger than the office we have upstairs right now. We are gonna keep that as an office, but more like creative Lego office, like a place where we can still like do stuff. I would really love to continue sewing and do some creative stuff, build Lego, which is not in a room where Pixel can be, because especially with sewing, she loves all the thread and all the little things that come with creative things, mainly, so it needs to be a separate room. And it is kind of small, so as an office that we spend a lot of time in, we would prefer to have this space as an office. This room we are also just gonna paint, because other than that it's fine. But we have this door that we absolutely hate. I can say that much. It doesn't really fit properly, and well, you can't open it from here because we have taped it shut from the other side, because Pixel can open this if she really wants to. But we would like to replace it with an actual door, just a wooden door that we have in all the other door frames. But how do we do that? This is something we have tried to Google and haven't been able to really find an answer to. So how? How do you put a door in here? That is our question. Do we need a new door frame with like the hinges and everything, or can we somehow make the hinges in here so we have a door? How? So that is question number 5. And then we do have our we have a closet here that we need to finish as well. Like, this is the place where the water comes into the house. We did have a particle filter installed here, and we have tested our water. I don't know if we have ever really said that on camera, but we have tested our water a couple months ago, and the results were fine. The water is drinkable. There were a couple things that were slightly elevated, so maybe in the future we will add another filter there. We'll get there at some point, but for now, that is fine. I think that's everything in the house. We haven't shown the attic, but it's an attic. At some point, when everything else is done, we will tackle the attic and make that pretty as well, but that's gonna take a couple years.
Bathroom.
Yeah, this bathroom. We are at some point also going to renovate completely, but for now it works. It's a functional bathroom. It is getting a bit old and dingy in some places, but it completely works, so it's fine. We don't really need to do anything urgently about that. It's more like aesthetic or like a taste thing, a personal taste thing. We don't think it's very pretty, but it works and we're happy the way it is. So we'll keep it the same. I think that's everything in the house.
Are there some things outside?
One thing I do want to do is something for Pixel, which is make a catio somewhere. I think she would really enjoy having a little place outside. She has been outside once. She escaped through a window that we left open, and she was very scared in the bushes somewhere. And she hasn't really tried to be outside anymore. So we think she's very happy to be inside and just sniff everything from the windows. So at some point it would be cool to make her a little catio so she can enjoy the outside a little bit more, but not completely, because I think she's just too scared to do it. And then she also came back with like 5 ticks. So yeah, is it worth it? I don't think so. So that is all our future plans and our 5 questions to you. So let us know what you think about all those things, or if you have any other remarks or things we should add or do differently, let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you. And for now, that's gonna be it. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!